All right, so myth number 3, and I've heard this one enough. It has got to be true. Vegans don't get enough protein, so it's harder to build muscle.
We hear this one so often. I think that's probably the #1 question you get.
First question always. Wait, hold on. Where do you get your protein though? So, oh, you eat fish or you whatever. Like people just don't realize that you can get enough protein just eating plants. And the thing is, we're not obsessing about protein all day with what we eat.
No.
We just make sure that we get a good protein source in each of our meals. You know, maybe a couple, but we'll make sure that, you know, if we're eating a salad, we eat some beans with it. If we're having, you know, a big bowl or something for dinner, there's some tofu or some edamame or something in there. But we're not just like constantly striving to get as much protein as we can. There's enough protein to get on a vegan diet. So anyways, myth
busted. It needs to die. This myth needs to die.
Another supplement that I consistently consume would be protein powders. The next thing is some plant-based protein powder. Obviously not necessary, you can get all the protein that you need from plant foods, but I do have protein powder in my smoothies most of the time. And this is the Vivo Life Perform protein powder, and this is their blueberry flavor. And then I'm going to mix it with their new product, Ritual, which is like their slimmed down protein powder. And then I've got some protein powder here from Vivo Life.
And I know I'll get some comments like, well, if there's so much plant protein in Whole Foods, then why do you still have to have protein powder?
And then I'm going to be adding some protein powder. This is definitely not necessary. And then I'm also going to be using this Perform protein powder from Vivo Life. And then the protein powder, not necessary, but, and you guys know that I like this Vivo Life protein powder, vanilla protein powder, scoop of protein powder. Protein powder, it is so good. And then I've got some plant-based protein powder. I'm gonna be adding a scoop of their Perform protein powder. It digests so well. I never have any problems with any gas or bloating, and that happens to me a lot from other protein powders. You don't need to have protein powder in order to succeed on a vegan diet. I'm gonna throw a scoop of Vivo Life protein powder in there. Protein powder to the peanut butter. We've got a little bit of protein powder here. It is so good. You don't need protein powder to make gains, right? I take a lot of protein powder. 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 I consume protein powder. Protein powder. Protein powder? And I've also got a scoop of protein powder here. Protein powder. Protein powder. Protein powder is another one of my like. I've got some protein powder. Scoop of Vivo Life protein powder. A scoop of protein powder. Scoop of protein powder. A scoop of protein powder. And then I'm also gonna throw in a scoop of plant-based protein powder here. I'm gonna use a bit of protein powder. I'll use a scoop of protein powder in my smoothie. You don't need to have protein powder. Protein powder. Protein powder. Protein powder. And protein powder. You don't need to have protein powder. You can you can live without it. And then I've just got some protein powder here. Protein powder,
and some protein powder, plant-based protein powder, and of course some protein powder. So like mix up some protein powder.
Vegans don't get enough protein, so it's harder to build muscle.
So this one's actually true.
Yeah. However, I am out of protein powder,